Sabria, I'm so glad that we decided to work outside today, that we had decided to have staff meeting outside. Are you excited?
No.
You're not excited that we're having. Okay, I'll leave.
Don't leave! I'm excited. Staff meeting in the park. First things first on the agenda.
I think we should give Jake Gyllenhaal a Barrymore. So write that down.
Jake Gyllenhaal, Barrymore. Okay.
I don't think he's done anything in Philadelphia, but like I just feel like we should do it.
Yeah. The second order is to make all the Philadelphia Theater Week shows, you know what I'm saying, perform on the same night.
Same night, same time?
Same time.
Same time. All right, 47 shows, battle it out.
Period. One stage. That's what I'm thinking.
Yes, I love it.
All right, should we do a check-in? A check-in. How are we finding each other in space and in heart?
I'm finding myself pretty good because we're out here on this beautiful, gorgeous day in Clark Park. There's the bowl behind us, the famous bowl that Philadelphia artists might know. Oh, who's this from for Horizon? Oh my goodness, they're sprinting! Oh my god, it's Rayne. Hi. I can't believe that you showed up spontaneously with this microphone that has our name on it.
I always come prepared.
Yes, of course.
I know.
Hi.
Excited, CJ, for this meeting. Now I'm
Yeah,
excited.
okay, yeah. No, the juice is finally here. Absolutely. Yes. Rayne, what's up?
Nothing much. The sun is up.
The sun
It's
is
out
definitely
and beautiful.
up.
Yeah. Trying to survive and thrive in this hellscape.
Yeah.
Can I say that on the podcast? I can say that.
The word hell is in the Bible, so I think you're allowed.
Speaking of, New Heaven, New Earth crying.
Yes, please tell us about the show you're doing as part of Philly Theater Week.
Yeah, I'm working with Shakespeare in Clark Park again, and
Yes.
yeah.
Who usually take over this lovely bowl.
Yes, this lovely bowl behind us. It's quite barren on this beautiful day, which is really sad.
Yeah, more. Everybody go outside.
Yeah.
But,
More dogs running
Yeah.
through.
but this show is happening indoors this time.
It is?
Yes.
Yes.
Why indoors?
Because it's a reading. It's a developmental table. Which you decide reading at Christchurch Neighborhood House.
Okay, we love Christchurch.
okay.
You're
Yes.
forgiven.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's a modern reimagining of Shakespeare's Antony and Cleopatra. It spans from 30 BCE to now. I've been working on this play for like 5-6 months. I had an idea. I was like, I want to somehow remix Antony and Cleopatra, find the modern parallels, Fall of Empire, whatever, to parallel it to our modern zeitgeist. And Shamus was like, yeah, go do it. And I've done it. And now a really great read with some of Philly's just like brightest stars. So
Yeah,
so
I was about to
grateful.
say this is a pretty stacked
It's a
cast.
stacked
Like
cast.
who we got?
We got Kishia Nixon. Love her. We got Ross. Beschler. Sorry, Ross. Beautiful last name. And we have STARFIRE.
Starfire.
Also, yeah. Kishia and STARFIRE, Shakespeare and Clark Park, returning actors, if you know the shows that they've been in. We also have Adam Howard.
Adam, love
and
it.
Katherine Perry.
Catherine,
Yeah.
another Clark Park fave.
Another Clark Park fave. Yeah.
Yes.
This is a
It's a
cast.
stacked cast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, and I'm just so grateful. New plays are where my heart thrives, and especially like as a playwright, but also as an actor.
Yeah.
These actors are so multi-talented and generous, and so grateful. And also, David Benetti was a part of.
Yes, Damon.
Too, so shout out to Philadelphia Artists Collective and Damon
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Philadelphia has like such a rich history of like premiering new works, like since basically back since we had theaters. Now you are an acclaimed playwright and an award-winning playwright. Shakespeare is acclaimed, but I don't know if he won any awards. So do you? Yeah. So, what you? So first of all, if you want to brag right now about how you've won more awards than Shakespeare, you can have. This is the space to do it.
God.
Like now.
Yeah.
We need that.
Yeah, I would love to, first of all, apologize on behalf of Ryan Rebel, my partner in love and art, and I, for being absent at the Philadelphia Barrymore Awards this year, where Comet won our small little theater collective, scrappy emerging artists. We're called Upstream Performance Collaborative. We have been working since 2019. I started in college.
Yeah.
And now we're here in Philly and we're like legitimate. So if you're an emerging artist, underrepresented, sexuality, gender, class is huge. So if you're interested in working with us, we're interested in
Awesome.
yeah, and so I want to apologize for not being there to accept the award. We had really good reasons that are personal, so we
That's-
won't.
You do not have to. You get the award one way or another. That's the beautiful thing about
so
it.
excited.
Yeah,
Thank you to everyone who allowed, who saw the show. It really was.
Oh, I saw the show.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
you
same,
did.
same. Yeah.
Literally was like, me and Reva.
Yes, Reva Stover.
Oh, Reva,
He
yes.
was in there like,
yeah, I was in there like, and I was performing.
It was, when I say such a timely piece of exploration of not even just the age, but like wanting to explore multitudes of a body, a space, a time, and actually another level of the way it was it's such a grounding piece.
Yeah.
That's my review.
Okay. Awards, I have a funny relationship to awards and accolade.
Same.
Especially like, right? Yeah, we all do. Yeah, if I had my way, we'd all just like throw a party and celebrate each other all the time.
Yes.
But I think that like, I'm really happy to be. I'm still gonna claim emerging because I am forever finding my voice and I'm forever like a student of the art and the people that I meet every day. And but yeah, I'm happy to be in a place in my emerging career where now I can like really like bring opportunities to folks that maybe wouldn't have them before, or like divert certain like attention to people that are like trying to like, hey, look at me, and they've been doing that for years. And so I pay for it as a teaching artist, but I also like pay it forward, and like I'm making my own work now, and I can hire the UArts student who would have graduated 2 years from now, before shutting down, and is really talented, yeah, and so like all these awards allow me to do that more, for better or for worse. And it's special, like having a Barrymore Award in this community, because the community chooses for the most part, like who gets the award. So I don't take that lightly.
For sure.
Awards. I mean, you can like go on my website, I guess. It's fine.
Yeah, you can look up the accolades.
I'm just a human,
Google
you know.
Yeah.
Google me. Google me. You won't. You probably won't. You won't.
I'll be like, Google me. Out there.
So,
Don't play in my face. For millennials, don't Google us too hard.
Oh no.
If you look me up, Google has me listed as an internet personality.
That is
and
hilarious.
I hate that for me.
Viral.
I'm like
viral TikTok star.
We was about how many staff meetings in? And I said, CJ, this whole time you out here being viral on TikTok. Listen to me brainstorm.
As they say in Hamilton, what is a legacy? It's planting seeds in a garden you never get to see. And I'm worried that my legacy is going to be a website I now quite hate. So Rayne, as mentioned, you are a playwright, and Shakespeare is a playwright, and you are adapting one of Shakespeare's works. What one of your works would you find it cool for Shakespeare to adapt, or how would you politely inform Shakespeare he is not allowed to adapt any of your works?
Ooh, that's a great question.
I want to give the option for you to say no to Shakespeare, if you want.
Can we though? Right? Like,
yeah, you can.
Writers, like, no, but like, death of the author is like a literal thing as well. Like, I will die, and if I interpret this question, maybe Shakespeare and I have swapped, biological timelines. So.
Like a true playwright.
Or something like that. I don't know if a black trans weird gangly femme would like have like any kind of notoriety back in
sure,
whatever. But But if we were to, if like in this universe, if that were to be the case, I think that I would have no choice but to allow my work to just be in the public domain. And if that's the case, oh man, why would I like to see him? A lot of my work, and this is gonna sound funny. Well, a friend of mine, just call my work electric, but I also get a lot of like theatricality, and obviously like plays are theatrical, yes, but
Yes.
I think what they're getting at is like I have a lot of like, my plays are about big feelings, big, knotty, complicated feelings, and about like the interior lives of people with like really complicated upbringings. And so with that, I think I would love to see him adapt a play that I have called the Medusa play, because Shakespeare already like takes from the Greeks.
Sure, yeah.
Charles, you know, he reimagines, as we all reimagine Shakespeare's work today, but I think he would really, because he wrote Othello, and he knows, he at least understands like the racism in its most like surface sort of.
He's heard of it.
Since he's heard of it, he with Iago. I'm like, ooh, wow, you really. It feels like this is like, yeah, it was one of my favorite plays that he's written. And I think that the Medusa play would be a really good inversion of something like Othello, because the play riffs on the Greek myth of Medusa, but Medusa as a black woman, in a troubled sort of like devising collective. They're all devising a play around the Medusa myth, and she's battling a relationship that she has with a filmmaker who is also her partner, who is also exploiting her, maybe. And I would be very interested to see what Shakespeare would do with that. And there's already a lot, like that play is very abstracted, sort of like Comet.
Yeah.
But like the narrative, I think, is clearer than like it's still A to B to C to D, sort of like in the plot. And it's also an early play of mine. It's like one of the first plays that
Yeah, I was gonna. I saw it like back in like I want to say 2019 over at Venice Island.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, out of Venice Island and Shoebox Theater Collective, who produced the play. But yeah, even that production of it was a complete reimagining of what the academic production was at Ursinus College, and Tamania Garza directed it then. So yeah, what you saw, that play is extremely raw, and I've gotten feedback from like mentors in the community with like shiny titles of like, you should rewrite this play in like 10 years when these wounds aren't as fresh. So I'm very excited to see what Shakespeare does with a play like that, you know?
That is some really interesting feedback. I don't know what I do about that.
Yeah.
Come back to it in 10 years.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. And like obviously there's talent there, but it's unharnessed, right? And I feel like some of the best writing teachers in general that I've had and have been privileged to have, like, okay, learn the rules, then break them. Learn the rules, do it well, then break them. And even like, and that doesn't mean that you need education to be a talent or a genius or whatever, however you want to like quantify artistry. But it does mean that like, don't be afraid of structure, and don't be afraid of like knowing what your writing or art is doing, so then you can like, you know, fuck it. like, you know, freak it. Yeah, okay, I can say fuck it.
I don't know if that word was in the Bible, but I'm just gonna I'm gonna go ahead anyway.
You gonna block it out? You know what I'm saying?
I'm not. I'm too busy to edit, so they're on their
go
own.
beep. We can go.
It's a straight cut.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, now I'm going on a tangent, but I feel like Philly is full of. I just posted on one of my Finstagrams. It's like, capitalism it like really stops really talented artists from like creating work because they don't fit into the machine, or they don't feel like they have enough education or validity. And Philadelphia is full of artists. Like the best artists that I know are the folks that don't get the opportunity to like do this, and are making some of the most like honest, vulnerable stuff. And yeah, and part of me is like, and this is the question that I think we all are asking ourselves. We all have three of us have artistic practices. Is like, there's a certain level of like, when you get as famous as Shakespeare, if we all live to get as famous as our souls as artists, you know, like when you have that many eyes on you, and people are expecting a certain thing out of you, and so part of me, so going back to like part of me is like these like underground artists, these undiscovered talent, like you're pure. like don't get in the machine and start to doubt yourself.
Yeah.
You know,
Because the machine will have you down yourself.
yeah.
Yes.
I think I was just talking to Lanish,
Laneige, shout out to
Lanish
Laneige.
Miller,
Lanish forever.
and talking about the notion of like when you step into these, even us three, step into roles that are like people think are prominent, and you're like, please, you don't know me like that.
Parasocial. Yeah.
You don't
yeah.
know me,
No.
you know?
Uh-huh.
And the notion of when you start to lose that rawness of you, that kind of core that you always hold, right? It's difficult because you want to say, no, 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 no. Don't let it fool you, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm still here for the people, for the community, and for, supporting all of the artists, right? Outside of the machine, and also sometimes breaking down the machine a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Be like, this machine is not functioning the way it needs to function.
Yeah. I mean, that's something I've enjoyed about Philly Theater Week since it started back in 2018. Like, even before I was working for Theater Philadelphia, I was like, and still am a participating artist, like, every single year. And there are like certain programs and things like that where it helps if you have more money. And like, I'm not going to say Philly Theater Week is entirely exempt from that, because the fact is that like the more advertising budget a company has, like the more they're going to be able to do their own outreach.
Yeah.
But what the outreach that Theater Philadelphia specifically is able to provide is such that like, as long as you want to participate, it does not matter who you are. Like,
Yeah.
just like hop in and we're going to do our best to uplift you.
Yeah.
Like, whatever resources you have will be the resourced.
That's great. I remember in like college having the industry cards. I don't know if y'all
Oh
still do
yeah,
those.
we don't do the
But-
cards anymore,
doing the
but
cards
we're
anymore.
cooking. We're cooking.
Yeah, yeah, but like just even that notion towards accessibility financially, because class is something that I don't think a lot of people know about me, but I grew up very poor and like and in Southwest Philly, and so I'm always thinking about class and in the hood, the proper hood. But like, yeah, the industry card and just having that, any pay what you can,
Yeah.
programming is excellent. Yeah, and the reading, having New Earth is pay what you can, pay what you decide, whatever the nomenclature is.
However you want to give money, you just go ahead and do it.
Yeah,
I think.
and you can also do it for free. You know,
Yeah.
you could show up and be and like experience this high quality, or like lived in vulnerable art
Yeah.
for free.
Because art should be accessible.
Because art should be accessible.
Yeah.
And Shakespeare and Clark Park is still like has such a huge commitment to that, and having the outdoor show every summer, the main stage show every summer right here in the Bowl, that has been a commitment of the company, it being free, accessible to folks since its inception. And I'm very excited this summer they're doing Midsummer, A Bottom's Dream, a psychedelic musical by Jay Eddy, who is a fabulous librettist and book writer, and yeah, and I'll be in it, which is really cool.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, more programming where like the glossy sheen of elitism is like the financial barrier is removed, and I think Philly Theater Week absolutely does a great job of like of giving artists those opportunities. Yeah. There was something else you were saying, Sabria, that I wanted to say, and I don't remember exactly what it was. But
I
it was,
say a lot of things.
no, I was like, it was just a yes and. It was a yes and. It was something along the lines of accessibility and like and empowering people to present their work. And also parasocial relationships.
Yes.
You were talking about parasocial relationships. I think now more than ever, you have to, like, I'm getting more and more comfortable with being misunderstood by people. I think that like it's really important, especially as like a playwright who pulls a lot from lived experience, to just like, not everyone's gonna understand, and like that's okay, and like they could still enjoy your work, and also like the parasocial element to theater, like we all think we know each other because it's such like a quick fast, vulnerable process, or we're like an industry of empathy. But I think something that Theater at Philadelphia has always done really well is like reminding everyone that community building. It's not just like enough to be a part of the Theater Philadelphia community. Like you want to go to the shows. You want to, you know, ask folks what are you working on as like your next industry gig, but like what are you working on in your soul?
Yes.
You know, and like
Yeah.
and like earning that, you know, honest answer out of people that requires consistency and intention, right, and trust. So, yeah, that was a little soapbox. I don't know if that makes sense, but I can be better at that. I'm not. Yeah, I'm a little hermit, especially now that I've like pivot to playwriting mostly. I've been this in my house.
But you need hermit
solitary. Oh yes.
Yeah, no.
Oh yes. Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, it's the most important thing.
Yeah.
If you're in intentional community, the community will understand
Yeah.
the transitions and the hermit mode that you need to go into.
Hermit mode, and also my community, my chosen family, we all live together right now. So like I can walk downstairs and be like, "You want to watch Dino Saucers, Greg? Everyone should watch Dino Saucers. It's a terrible, beautiful animation
Heck
from the
yeah.
80s. Anyway, very gay as well.
Fantastic,
Very
fantastic.
trans-coded.
We love that.
Dino
Yes,
Saucers.
yes.
That's my plug.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna end this tangent.
Yeah, I feel like there is still like some of the lessons that we should have learned from the pandemic just sort of got ignored, and we're back on the sort of like hustle culture of theater industry where it's like you have to constantly be doing something or else you are not going to like be able to build your career. And as somebody who like I have to be more COVID conscious because I live with disabled people, so I have taken a step back from like performance because a lot of theaters no longer require masking for audiences, and that is not a safe environment for me and my household. So like in the meantime, I've done a lot more focusing on like the behind the scenes stuff, things that I can do while wearing a mask. And you know, there's the part of me that's like, I really want to act, and it stinks that I really like am limited in that right now, but like, you know, there's certain things that are important for people as human beings to prioritize. And like whenever it feels more safe to do so, like I'll come back. And like that's true of anybody. Like we're not going to disappear forever the second you take a step back if you need it.
Yeah, I'm always heartened by knowing that even if the industry dies, the art won't.
Yeah.
Theater is our oldest form of storytelling. Like
exactly.
I am so like I'm so not in this for the money or the fame. like so like at the end of the day, it's being a hermit in my house, like writing stories and and so like I have so many feelings about the ways that it feels like we've regressed in like all that we said that we would do to protect folks and like not even just as producers but as like, you know, workers like coming in into acting ensembles and directing and things, because I've done all of it and on varying scales of like disability access, especially like in like the terms of like the pandemic. And it's such a hyper specific thing to each company, and like it's just so it can be harrowing, like coming in and having to set the standard, like hey, like I would love for us to actually wear masks for the first week of rehearsals, you know, like and like I can say that because I'm directing the show, and like but if you're an actor in that ensemble, you're like, I don't want to be the only one wearing masks. I haven't worked with anybody here yet. I don't want them to think, and like that's, you got to be comfortable being misunderstood.
The conversation. Have the conversation.
Right.
Don't be afraid to have the conversations that need to be had about what's happening in your work environment, right?
Yes.
Whether it is the patriarchy is coming in, the capitalism, all these different things are happening. You yourself being misunderstood is a part of the life, right? Because you misunderstand yourself most of the time. As you're like making art, you're like, I misunderstood totally what my objective was, right? But once you understand that the real risk of it is acknowledging that all of us are walking contradictions. And I truly feel that a part of doing the work is figuring out how to heal as many of those contradictions as necessary. And notice I said as necessary, not as people say as needed. Because sometimes you need certain contradictions to make you who you are.
And also, how do you rid yourself of contradiction?
Yeah.
That sounds
Not gonna
boring.
happen.
Right?
That sounds like suicide. To be honest,
Yeah.
like I just don't like the suicide of the soul to not. Yeah, and like who says it? Somebody says it of everyone's life is as deep and complex as your own. Everyone that you meet.
Yeah.
And yeah, it goes back to like real community building and not just saying, oh, I know this person, so yeah, that's enough. It's like what you were saying before. It's like let's have like this actual real conversation about why it's important for me to wear a mask in this space, or say, hey, maybe can we not use this word that is a reclaimed slur from my specific community, and and I just don't feel comfortable it being used casually in a space of folks that don't understand it.
Yeah.
Or like don't understand it to the extent that I would hope, or project to know that they do, or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
People get worried because like actors particularly are seen as disposable. Like if you raise a scene, then you won't be hired for the next thing, and they'll fill in somebody else. But artists are still workers.
Yeah.
And workers still have rights.
Yeah.
And know that, and hold tight to the fact that what is aligned for you will find you in that way. And when alignment sometimes it's like this magical word of, oh my God, it's not gonna happen. I gotta patience, but also knowing that there are times where alignment does not mean that you are going to work for someone else. You are still creating for yourself in your space. That no one can tell you that you can't write this poem or write this play or do this work. We have to stop waiting for alignment to mean validation.
Yo, that's a word. Can you repeat that?
We have to stop waiting for alignment to mean validation. That's 23.
Yeah. Retweet, reblog, share, like, comment,
MySpace
subscribe.
it.
It's not MySpace.
Put it in your top 8.
Threads. What is it?
Put me on
Reddit
Colorful,
upvote.
You know?
Oh my God, not Reddit.
Not Reddit. We do have to Reddit.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, I think our staff meeting can come to an end. Right? Today's staff meeting. The agenda is full. We took notes. We gave notes.
Yup.
Dissected it. Everyone was present.
I feel like we should. It looks like we're doing it like a podcast thing. This is genuinely how a lot of staff meetings go for Sabria and I. We get philosophical.
We get work done. Don't even play with us.
We get work done,
Play with us.
and we get philosophical because it's an hour.
Yeah.
We got an hour.
Listen, sometimes it goes 2 hours because we be really talking.
And we're yappers. We're certified yappers. We yap.
But
We yap.
mostly it's because both me and CJ are actively outside of Philadelphia working in communities and doing the work that we support, right? So it's passionate for us to like sit there and talk, be like, but did you hear about this? Oh, what can we do about that? Got it. But there's only 2 of us.
Yeah, so I'm so glad that you joined us, Rayne.
Yes.
And if you wanna drop some
Interning
info
again
about
with you to Philadelphia. New Heaven, New Earth, April 7th at 7 p.m. at the Christchurch Neighborhood House. Pay what you decide. We would love to see you there. It's going to be great. And come to the park in the summer for Midsummer, A Bottom's Dream by Jay Eddy, directed by Shamus. Both shows are directed by Shamus. That's it.
Heck yeah.
Shamus! Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Thank
Can't wait to
you.
see it.
Yeah, I can't wait for y'all to be there.